Today, we're going to talk about the Hustlers LLC and the Dominant Male Facebook page and group. One of the things that I have not done is put together, because, I've been calling it the Hustlers LLC, right? But I haven't put anything together, and I'm getting ready this week to put together a special course for that. Because one of the things is, as a dominant male, you control your life, you control your money. And there are ways to legally set yourself up for that if you act now. I got a video that's processing for the influence frame that goes over this stuff. And I will talk about a little bit of that here. So what I want to do, and if this is your first time here, this is Glendon Cameron, your hustling godfather. I'm here to help you have a better life, to make more money, and to have better relationships. So let's go here. All right, I just set this up. The dominant male, this is the group. This group is for men only. Got a message to someone I'm gonna hire as a moderator, and we're going to keep this group lit. It's going to be for dominant men. It's going to be for men who want to control and have power over what happens to them, their lives, and their money. Also, the dominant male Facebook page, because I plan on running some Facebook advertising, so I'm going to need a page to do that. But this is the page. The links are under the video. And why am I doing this? Because I've decided to double down on the dominant male thing. The dominant male course is doing extremely well, and that tells me there's a big demand for this. So there's a new Facebook group, and we will have the 4 mandates. There will not be any trash. We're not going to have what I like to term simp post. Like, we're not going to have whining post. We're going to be a group of men who seek out solutions. We're not going to be whining. We're not going to be complaining. Like right now, there's this thing with Kevin Garnett. He's got to pay his ex-wife $100K. From what I'm getting with that, he doesn't have very good representation from an attorney standpoint, because Kevin doesn't play basketball anymore. So why can't they have shared and joint custody of their children? That should have been the first thing on the table, but I'm not privy to that. But that's been going around, and how outlandish, and how, Kevin has a lot of control over that. I don't know if Kevin has the right information, but he does not have to pay her $100,000. And one of the things that, I'm going to discuss in the influence frame, and y'all should check out that video. I will put that on the community page once it renders, is you've got to understand marriage and the legality of marriage. I got a lot of guys who are in bad marriages. They're trying to escape their marriage, trying to start a business. And the thing that you don't understand is anything that is created during the marriage is a product of the marriage. And from a legal standpoint, that means that from this, hold on a second. From anything that is created in the marriage is, she has rights too. She don't have to lift a finger. She don't have to shoot up in the gym. She don't have to do nothing. The concept of marriage from a legal standpoint is so strong. It is such a powerful thing that many folks just don't get it. Many people are clueless to what happens in marriage. Like Jeff Bezos and Mackenzie Bezos, she got 36 bill because she was just married to him. She didn't build Amazon.com. She didn't put any effort. She was just attached to Jeff. And due to this attachment, and this is why I'm like, I get a lot of people who was like, you keep speaking to the single guys. What about the marriage guys? I understand that you didn't know this information, you didn't understand this information, you didn't have this information, you were not privy to this information. Part of this is simp culture and how you've been socialized to be docile and agreeable. So you don't have this information, you get in a bad marriage, and then you want out and you don't want to be financially raped, which I understand. But you got to understand that ignorance of the law is no excuse. And this woman that you're married to has all types of rights to you, your money, and your future income. And this is one of the reasons that I've been pushing, and I'm going to start pushing this much harder, is that is as a single man with no children, no wife, this is the time that you do this stuff and you set yourself up. You know, my situation where I had a child out of wedlock, and because of the things that I had set up, which I'll go into greater detail in the video that's going to be on the influence frame, I got to control that situation. I got my child support case dismissed because the thing is, whining, being mad, having your lips stuck out, that ain't going to do a damn thing in fixing your problem. It's not going to do nothing. And commiserating, because when I created the child support course, I had a lot of men who wanted to talk, AKA vent, go on and on and on about their problems because they have no one to talk to. I said, find yourself 2 or 3 or 4 friends to vent out to every day. Get that out your system, because I can't do it. Since I'm a problem solver, since I'm solving problems, I've solved my own problems because I went through the whole marriage thing, I went through the whole child support thing, and I said never again. This is not happening to me again. My ex-wife acted like a manager. She's like, "You got something for me?" She used to actually say that stuff on the child support. And the thing that happens with women on child support is they become monsters. They become unreasonable. And because the government, and because of that attachment, that legal attachment, the government says, hey, you're going to divorce this woman, but before you go, you need to drop these ducats off in her hand, or we gonna put you in jail. And which I fundamentally don't believe in, because when a woman has a child that she cannot financially support, we give her welfare, we give her a place to stay. So I don't think we should be putting men in jail for not having the ability to provide. And that's a whole nother conversation. But I'm going to be pushing this because there's like the Dominant Male Facebook group, there's the Dominant Male page, and there's a whole lot that is coming with the influence frame. There's a lot that is coming. What we're going to do is be successful, creative, and strong men. This is one of the things that we're going to set up. This is how we're going to put together this cohesive group of successful men. And like, you guys who are married, you guys who already got a chick who's pregnant, you guys already on child support, your options are going to be different because you didn't have this information. And I can't go back. I don't have a time machine to go back in the time and, change your life. You are dealing with this situation and you got to deal with it. A big part of this is understanding the law and understanding what you're getting yourself into. Jeremy, links to you have a start an LLC advice. Most people see. Here's the thing. Once again, with the Hustlers LLC, you can get married and not be financially raped in the case there's an event of a divorce. So this whole don't get married, that's falling on deaf ears. Dudes are getting married. A lot of dudes, and I'm going to give a shout out to Erica Williams because she called it. A lot of dudes out here who talking shooting MGTOW for life, red pill gang signs, are in relationship with women who have children or are getting married to women who have economic means because they can't support their own selves. So there's a lot of dudes who are like saying one thing, but in real life, they're married. I mean, people getting married, man. Fred 72, she encouraged Jeff to start Amazon. They were married. If she was his girlfriend, she wouldn't have got the 36 billion. So she could have did all that. It is the legal contract of marriage. When we change, the things around us change. Isn't that the truth? I'm feeling these ideas. If going through a divorce, fight for your best interest and handle what the law says you must do. Then so, yeah, you want to do that before you get divorced. Because because there's a few options, but most men are too soft to actually go through these options. Yeah, because essentially, I will go into all of that. But essentially, like I said, we're getting ready to start a dominant male group. The link's below. And we're getting ready to get into some additional training for men. And to the ladies, I know that y'all love the channel. You love the content, but find some chick who's been through the ringer, who's created her platform to educate y'all. Because I am not going to alter my course to create some special stuff for the ladies. I don't have that simp culture. So part of that is understanding what is going on with you in the state of law, because you got to understand law. Anything that you do while you're married is a product of the marriage. Let's say you go out, you form this $5 million company. Your wife doesn't raise a penny finger to help you. She is not part of it. Guess what? Because she's your wife, she has reach on your money and in that business in a legal court of law because she's your wife. And this is one of the reasons that I talk to my young dudes before you have kids, before you get married, set this stuff up because it is a lot easier. As I found out, prevention is a lot easier than cure. Prevention is much easier than trying to change all of this stuff after the fact. Because one of the things you guys have got to understand is how much this can impact your life, your present day life, and your future life. Because a big part of this is understanding all of these things below and how they relate to you and how they relate to what's going to happen when you engage in holy matrimony and when you so let's see. Yeah, simp culture, man. Simp culture. Simp culture is a very pervasive culture that sucks most men in. I never said don't get married, have your stuff together, but if you do, however, I don't believe until a man accomplishes all the things he wanted to do. I don't think he should be married to his MGTOW. That's funny. You shouldn't necessarily avoid marriage, but you have to admit it's very one-sided in the favor of women. Well, see, part of the reason is you guys have not set up something. I went through a situation where they could not just come in and take my money. See, this is one of the things. Like the average situation is set up to financially rape you without your permission. It's like, okay, Mr. So and so, you've got this child. We're going to take 17% of your income plus health insurance. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. Okay. We're going to send it to your job. Your job, by law, has to take this money out of your check, or they're responsible for paying your child support, and they're not going to do that. So they could not come in and just take my money. Because see, I have corporate accounts, and part of the corporate accounts are partnerships and stuff. So they just can't go in there and take money. They can't do it. So, you got family law and you've got corporate law, and that's what's going to beat family law. Seems like men are easily programmed than women. Well, yes, this is programming. This is designed to get you to be a simp, to be a wimp, to be overly agreeable. This is why cuckold culture is so big, because these women are drunk on power. There are many men who are in the situation where they're dealing with a an aggressive woman who has told them, I am going to go out and have sex with other men, and you're going to deal with it. And they deal with it because they've been conditioned to be so nice, to be so agreeable. Whatever you want, baby. Whatever makes you happy, baby. And these men have been inbred with simp culture. And it is one of the craziest things, because from my life as a dom in the sexual underworld, I have seen many wives cuck their husband and go out for a masculine man. Quentin Jackson, I had a chick get mad at me yesterday because I was talking. What were you saying? Were you talking that talk? Were you talking that talk? So, what I'm doing is, for from now to the rest of the year, it's going to be a lot of training on the influence frame. There's going to be a lot of information. There's going to be more courses for men to be the man that you always wanted to be, to get yourself together, for you to understand your position in society, for you to understand the great gifts you were given as being a born man. I had a chick get, it's weird because my uncle's wife cheated on him as soon as she got her associate's degree. Then again, his father died when he fought. Once again, many women who are married to you are in competition with you, and you don't understand that you're in a competition with your wife. I had a chick get mad at me yesterday. She thought we were on a date and got mad at me when I was talking to another woman. Dang, Quentin, you dropped her like a bomb. Yeah, simp culture is crazy. I don't see why a man would go through one divorce then marry another woman. Well, once again, many men have not listened to this information. And I want you guys to share this information with every man that you know, because a lot of men don't have proper education and information. Like, you go into child support. Everybody here who feels that you have to pay child support, raise your hand. You should be able, the agreement that I had with this woman was I was going to physically take care of the child. And when she was with me, I was going to buy her stuff. And when she was with her mom, that was the agreement. But the whole thing is her mother put this plan in her head that I was going to give her some money. Psych! Did not happen. And once again, she screwed herself listening to bad advice. And this is what many women do, because I was in a position to hold her economically accountable because she just couldn't come take my money. Competition. There's a lot of people in competition. I'll do a video on that on the influence frame. I'm here for the Wi-Fi bread. All right. Child support is needed if the other parent wants nothing to do with the child. Let's talk about that. What did this woman have your express permission to have that child? Because if you don't have her express permission, then put your dangling in her as rape. See, if women had to get the express buy-in of men to have a child and get child support, you will see women making much better decisions and not getting pregnant, because the pregnant is a wild card. Ben, I used to think that way. Because essentially, we're going to be dropping, because I'm here to tell you some stuff that even your attorney won't tell you, because your attorney is conditioned by social sanctions that, well, you got this child, you need to pay some child support. What about taking care of the kid? What about you split the time of the kid 50-50 with the mother, where she is you're spending time with the kids, you're getting to know your kids. That's to me, it's the best situation. But you've got people out here who are not really doing that. When they have to compete for your attention, it changes their energy towards you. You don't deal with the same BS. This is true. Ganji, I bought your dominant male course. I'm applying myself. I think Lushu 5000 is still trying to sue the state of Ohio. Once again, prevention is better than remedy and cure. Like I said, my situation, I knew my rights. And they acted like I would say, I don't recognize this court. You have no jurisdiction over me. I don't live in New York. I wasn't served in New York. And they kept acting like I was just speaking gas. But in the end, I got the right magistrate who understood the law, who applied the law, and boom, dismissed. That's right, Rons. Elite Alpha Fitness, be real. It's very easy to see how a wife will be in competition with a husband, because just from dating, I see how most women try to get on my level or will say things that make me want to do better. Why do women think I'm some kind of player or womanizer? Let's remove womanizer and remove a man who takes advantage of the opportunities given to himself. Because you have high masculine energy. And notice the thing is, they may think you a player, they may think you a womanizer, but they still deal with you. What does that say? And the guy on the internet, the men should be able to sign away their parental rights and walk away if it wasn't a solution they had planned to prepare for. Definitely. So part of this thing is understanding that culturally, the culture is against you because for this whole thing to work, we need a bunch of beta men. I want you to think of the beta men as the worker bees in a beehive. There's one queen, and everyone else is a worker drone. So that's how it goes. You ought to have knowledge, philosophy. You want to pass to your kids. That's why you need time with them. Absolutely. Also, if the woman isn't financially able to take care of the kids, the custody should pass to the father automatically. History lesson. That's how it used to be. When men and women got divorced back in the day, the man got custody of the kids because he had the money. And they came out with the tender doctrine. Google up the tender doctrine years. And this woman fought, and they changed it in the courts of America and the courts of London. And it just messed up everything because the way they used to be, it made sense. The man had the money, he got the kids. So it really just depends on what you are doing. So it really depends on your understanding of self, your understanding of your mission, and the understanding of where you want to go. The challenge is you want to be and be able to take care of your kids when you have them. Oh no, there's many times that being with the mother is not in the best interest. So you have all of these things going out here. And these are many topics and philosophies that we will discuss in the dominant male group and on the influence frame. I'm just putting this here because I'm letting because a lot of you guys are going to want to be part of this information. Because let's see, what's this video? Well, I won't be able to check it until I come off of here, but I will post because this video has a lot of good information that will help you, that will alter your mindset in terms of setting things up and understanding. Understanding how you're going to proceed and go forward. Because one of the things is I've been through this situation. I've been through it as the man that was part of the system that got financially raped, didn't really have any say. And I was like, I don't like the way that this tastes. I don't like the way that this feels. I don't like the way that this looks. And I'm never going to have this happen to me again. So a big part of me setting this thing into play is the understanding of myself, my purpose, and my place in society. So, I'm statistically I'm statistically atypical. I'm a 52-year-old black man in America whose income is still going up. That ain't supposed to happen. I'm supposed to be working in the Jim Dandy grit factory or the USS Steel plant or the coal mines in Birmingham, Alabama. I'm not supposed to be doing what I'm doing. So having a typical outlook on life and a typical execution and a typical results is why I can bring you stuff that the average person cannot, I could shine a light in the cracks and the crevices that no one else even knows where these cracks and crevices are. Yeah, the laws are changing like the hands of a clock, man. Every time I come across women in the street walking by a store and where they always start fixing the clothes, that's called primping, and preeming. All right, Excalibur. That's funny. Yeah, I mean, because once again, this is why I'm talking to my young dudes who don't have any kids, who are not married. The time is now to set this stuff up because once you're in that system, it's very, 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 very hard to get out. It's very hard to get out because once they get their claws in you, and there's because this is what I did. I had a child support order, and my goal was to make more money. And a lot of men actually hold themselves back. And for the average man, your peak earning years are from your 30s to your 40s. And this is usually the time you're paying child support. So you will limit your income prospects because you don't want to pay more child support. In the end, you screw yourself. The unfortunate thing right now is I'm internalizing what you teach, but I still don't know where to start. Keep listening, keep getting the lessons, and it's going to take over. It's going to, because essentially this is a seed that is planted. Because when I was going through this, I didn't understand um, what was happening. I didn't understand what was going on with me until much, much later. And I got the information. And as I got more information, the dots started to connect. And I began to get better and better outcomes and results. And ganja women are naturally manipulative. It's a natural trait of being a woman. It's naturally the way that they are. So you got to understand that because one of the things that you got to do is everybody wants to be happy. Everybody wants to everybody wants to have a greater understanding of themselves, their place in society, and the power over their lives. And this is what the influence frame is about: directing your life, being self-directed, and getting remarkable results. Because what's the point in living life if you just out here struggling? There's some people who struggle from day one until they're in the grave, and they don't actually realize that a life is full of abundance. Exactly, Ben the bartender. Because one of the things that I'm getting ready to put down in the dominant male course is uh, thank you, Trav, for the $20 super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you, Uncle Chief, taking action, putting in the work. Got a lot to do and learn. As did I before I got on this path, because one of the things you will understand is this stuff takes time because you have to regurgitate a lot of the crap that was put into you as a child. And that is a lot of stuff. Runs. It just came out of a low earning mindset, so she wouldn't get my money and decide to level. See, what I did is I fought against that because I was with one of those chicks who would go back for reconsideration, and this is where I learned the power of an LLC because I didn't have a job. When they asked me, Miss Cameron, what's your job? I don't have a job. Here's my profit and loss statement, and my child support did not change. So part of understanding this, if you got to understand the game, because in this video, I go into law and what the average person doesn't understand about law. I will get into some stuff that will literally blow your brains, talking about the things that I know that are critical to your health, wealth, and success in the United States of America. So a big part of this is understanding yourself and understanding your abilities. And this is all stems on action, because this is one of the things that got me into the storage auction business. One of the things that spurred me to make more money while protecting myself. I still have some LLCs that are in my partner's name who passed on. I just pay the registration fee. They don't know that she's dead. Bank account still open. All this stuff is still open. And, that's my ace in the hole, because I have corporations that are years old that I can use with bank accounts that no one can ever just take my money. Oh man, Daniel, we're taught to want a woman like our mother, but we forget how she manipulated our father. Yeah, because essentially when you get into court and you're self-employed, as I was, I didn't have a W-2. So I turned in a P&L statement to the court. I just did this on my own. It's like, because that's what they want to know, how much money I make. And I just turned it in and I juiced up the numbers where they reflected what I wanted them to reflect. And sometimes they may ask for bank statements, but once again, you can juice that up. See, a lot of good fathers there, they didn't have they didn't have this information, man. No one is telling men that you have the right to run your life the way that you want to. You are, you see these movies and you'll see that that a man's role is to go to war and die. The man's role is to be a utility. The man's role is to be a hero. A man's role is to give his life up for strangers. The disposability and utility of men. And as a man who, got tired of that and decided to claim my life for myself, I got accused of being selfish because I didn't want to do that. Even churches telling men to put women. One of the things that we consistently hear that we judge a society by the condition of our women. And, based upon many of the things that I know and we've talked about, biological female nature is a mother. Female nature is one of the reasons that many women have rape fantasies. Female nature is one of the reasons that women will take a perfectly good man who could make a good husband and put him in the friend zone, because all of that niceness, all of that kindness doesn't make her wet. So you got that. Yeah, because essentially, I'm going to tell you some stuff that no one else is going to tell you, because I've been on this path in life that is very remarkable, because I was the product of a single parent household, but I also had a lot of good models around me to emulate. The man is the provider. Shamana mama in my church voice. I mean, one of the things is a man should go out and get his economics together, but he should get his economics together for himself. He should be comfortable. He should want to live well. He should want to have a nice lifestyle. But the links and stuff are below. This week, I'm going to work on the Hustlers LLC. This will be a special version of the Art of Holding just for men, with the guidance that you need to be competent and self-sufficient and know what steps you should take. Because one of the things I'm finding out that a lot of men don't know what to do because there's no one saying, hey, that this is a good thing to do. Men are lost. But, once again, there's the Dominant Male Facebook group, and there will be the Dominant Male page. People will be coming in this week. I'm going to send an email a little later. And then we will get into that. We will get into this good training. We will get into this good education, because I'm thinking I'm going to do a Dominant Male podcast as well. So a lot of stuff is coming. A lot. So with that, I will see you guys later. Go below, get part of the group. The group's for men only, ladies. There was no Dominant Male group for women. And I will see you guys later.